Hey guys, welcome to Slayerfest 98. I'm Joe Organa.
And I'm Ian Carlos Crawford, and joining us to talk the second episode of Heated Rivalry. He is a pop culture critic who talks all the same shit we do here and is one of my internet crushes.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's Michael Black, a comic geek. Good to be on here and excited to be here again.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Wow.
And she is an actor, creator, and one of my fave TikTokers.
Nikki Marina, and I am so happy to be here and be the token straight.
We're very accepting here.
Yes, we allow it. It's legal now. They made it legal.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, we need to ban it again.
Yeah.
Honestly.
So, Michael, I'll ask you first. What got you into the show?
Honestly, what got me into this show is the algorithm just knows what I like, the all gay rhythm, because
Fair.
it was flooding my timeline like months before the show came out. And I was just like, what is this? Like, why is it all over my feed? And then I realized that it was going to be a show on Canada. I was like, oh, so I'm not even going to get to watch it. And then I found out it was going to get picked up by HBO. So I was like, okay, I have to watch this. Like, clearly my algorithm is telling me to watch it. And so I did. And yeah, I fell in love with it. And then I also started reading the book. So yeah, that's how I got into the show.
You got to flex. You did a live with Rachel Reed, the author.
Oh yeah,
That's so cool.
So cool.
I did interview Rachel Reed, but it all became because the algorithm just told me that I'm gonna love this. Sometimes the algorithm be showing you stuff, and you're like, "Why are you showing me this?" But in this case, it worked out in my favor.
All right. Also, I'm going to flex more for you, dickhead. Also, she liked your stuff, right?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, you're asked, that's different than how did you get into the show, but yeah,
I know,
like,
but I brought it up so you could say that.
well, yes, she started following me because she saw my videos. Like I started just making videos about it. She liked it, and then she followed me, and I was like, holy shit.
So cool.
So then one day I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hit her up and ask if I can interview her. But I was like, I want to finish reading the book first because it's one thing to talk about the show, but she's not the showrunner. So I want to talk about the book. So once I finish reading the book, I just hit her up. I was just like, hey, you know, would you mind coming on my channel and doing an interview? She was like, yeah, no problem.
Cool.
And the crazy thing is, she responded like within 5 minutes.
Wow.
I was like, holy shit! Like I wasn't expecting you to respond that fast.
She's probably getting a lot of DMs.
Yeah, she was like,
imagine,
especially because of that. I was like, you should probably get a lot of DMs. I wasn't expecting you to respond. She was like, honestly, you caught me at a good time because I was literally up. I just got a new phone and I was updating my phone. So I was on Instagram. So I saw the message the moment it came in. So
Isman.
Yeah, it really sometimes
meant
it
to
is
be.
like just the person. I always say that with like pitching agents and managers. It depends on who's checking the email and where they are, if they're actually going to read it, or if they're like, no, I'm in a rush. Let me just reply all no to everything.
Yep.
Really.
so yeah, it was
depends.
Providence. Rachel Reed and I are best friends.
Aw.
Nikki, how did you get in the show?
My friend Amanda, who is actually also a content creator, manages Vibe, and she's been introducing me to like just queer romance in general over the past few years, especially like, Interview with a Vampire. Like that was my gateway drug in, and I saw she was making content about it, and we text every day, and she is like, "Have you seen this yet?" And I'm like, "No," and she's like, "Nikki, there's ass everywhere." Like, oh my god, like I thought this was about hockey. Like, no, I heard clapping episode 2, so I was like, this interests me, and so I watched it, and not only was there clapping, but amazing writing, just very quality media.
Yeah.
I have had to, I mean, I feel like all of y'all know this. Like, you know how it's like, even if someone doesn't like a thing, but you're talking about it, they'll want to like talk to you about it. Recently, in like just the last few days, I've had 3 different people either DM me or text me to be like, oh, I started the show. Oh, it's just porn. And I'm like, don't give me that stupid incorrect talking point.
Yeah.
No.
Not at all.
I've seen some people give that take that are more in the mainstream media, just like even on The View, they were like, nobody's watching this because of the acting or the storyline. It's like, no, that's actually why.
No.
Because I'm like, this show is no different than like a Bridgerton or a True Blood. All these other like a lot of people talk about the sex scenes. It's just we're not used to seeing these level of sex scenes when it comes to two men.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when it comes like these sex scenes are no different than any other sex scene in any other movie or TV show.
You are right, because True Blood, I remember like my mother was like, it's a little filthy, but I do like it. Like I remember like she was into True Blood, and I remember she watched it first, and then when I watched it after she did, I was like, my mother was watching this. Like, shit. But it was like sexy. Like I think True Blood did a good job of, I didn't always love the show, but it did a good job of like the sex was sexy. And this show does a good job of that too.
Yes.
Nikki, as you mentioned, that I mentioned this in the first episode, I showed my straight trainer their butts, and now that's our joke that like for me to get a butt like that.
I hate when men have a better ass than me. Man, I hate it.
I'm like,
It makes me so upset.
And it's both of them. That's the thing.
Both of them
Granted,
caked up.
Connor Stories, his ass is bigger,
Yes.
but
It's perfect.
Hudson Williams is like, he said he wants to play Nightwing, and I'm like, he has the correct assets to play Dick
I
Grayson.
feel like
He does.
he not only does he have a credit, he looks in the face like what
He has
He
the
does.
whole. He has it
right?
all.
Yeah.
He has it.
I hope James Gunn got his number. I really do.
Because we know he's a good actor now, so like great, fucking put him in it.
Pick him up. Pick him up.
So we're gonna talk episode 2. I feel like this episode, I think of it together with 1. I mean, I know they're released at the same time, so I think they like go well together. But I still like watching it almost not out of context, but like why standalone. I was like, okay, this still works, even though like they kind of mush together for me. What did y'all think?
Yeah, I agree with you, Ian. It definitely feels like a part 2 of a longer episode, but I think the thing about this episode, it does a good job in showing like, because the first episode was really just about the lust aspect. This episode, you're starting to see the walls come down of them actually like really starting to care and have more than just the lusty aspect of each other, like the romance, like even them, like how the episode opened, the texting back and forth. You're not just texting your booty call all day, every day for years, because it's kind of hinted at that point that they hadn't really seen each other since the first episode because their schedules are so hectic.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Which
like,
is wild to think like the person you really like, you're seeing once every 10 months.
Yeah, but that's that hockey. That's that because they're constantly playing. Like I think I don't know. I don't remember if, especially because I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't remember if this was mentioned in later on in the show or specifically in the books. But they really only have like 2 weeks off for the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's mentioned.
But they're like on and traveling and all this other stuff. So they really don't have, and they're both star hockey players. They're both the captains of their team. So like, yeah, them trying to find time to get together, it is hard. And so I know that was one of the things that people will complain about, like the constant jumps in time. And it's like, but
That's 20.
Yeah.
That's the life that they live.
The first time I watched it, I didn't realize how many years, and I was like, wait, didn't we start in? And then I was like, oh shit.
We started in 2008.
I think they do a good job of like the time jumps are crazy, but like you said, that's the yearning. That's the yearning.
Yeah.
The yearning.
I think they do a good job of the show still flowing. Like it's not like I feel like, oh God, so much time or whatever. Like we're getting that story, so we don't need a lot of what's going on when they're not able to see it, right? Like Nikki, what'd you think?
There's a severe lack of yearning in romance these days, and I think episode 2 is where that, again, like Michael said, that starts to come in. One of my favorite things about this show, because like I grew up on so many like sports movies and like sports media and stuff, and the fact that this is like technically a sports show, but it's not. Like hockey is like not even the tertiary part. Hockey is like, it's like this is an opportunity to meet up. It could just as well be a bowling league. We could just as well be playing hopscotch. It's not about
Could be a book club.
No, but I think it was beautifully done. it irks me when people say that, oh, this is just porn, because this is the first, this I believe this is the first time that they really like did it, you know, in episode 2, and just the way that it was framed and lit, and the soundtrack is just so tender and just beautiful, and it's like a very, very intimate moment, very big for Shane, right? Because he's so new to all this, and it's like, it's a very like raw, like in very like, as far as the sex is concerned, but just the way that it's framed, it puts you in this very like feely, like heart-throbby place, and I absolutely like love that. I'm big on soundtracks and music and movies, and how like that tells the story, and this show does an excellent job at it.
My notes during that scene are all about how beautiful it looks. Yeah,
it's beautiful. Like I love that it's if I may, as a token straight, I love that is I love that it is framed like that, because as we kind of talked earlier, there's been a problem with the fetishization of gay men, particularly from straight women, primarily sometimes, and
particularly straight white women.
straight white women, and for it to be framed in such a way where it doesn't, I don't think it presents as just a fetish. You can't just call it porn. Like, no, this is an intimate, like tender, beautiful moment between two men.
As a large consumer of porn. Like, when
as
people
a
get
scholar
that
in porn,
as a scholar, as a person that has their doctorate in porn consumption, like, I'm just like, when people make that criticism, I'm like, I don't know what type of porn y'all are watching, because what porn? There's no tenderness in porn. Like this is romance and tenderness, and even like the consent, like when Ilya's constantly checking in on Shane, like, is this okay? Are you good? You don't see that in porn. Hell, you don't even really see that in TV. You don't see that in TV show, period.
To your point, Nikki, when you were saying that, like, it is emotional, before y'all jumped on, I was telling Joe, been in my feelings, turned 43 this week. We're old.
You did?
Yeah, just yesterday. Ugh.
You don't look it. That's crazy.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
And I've been like, whatever. This episode got me emotional. Like, I was like, oh, this is one of the hottest scenes. And then I'm like, why am I getting really emotional over this? When he's like sending the text and he's like, all right, well, bye. Oh, we didn't even kiss. And I was like, but they didn't even kiss. Fuck.
Ian, it's not your fault. This is an incredibly emotional episode. We see such a shift in this episode from hookup to kind of an emotional place. You're seeing some tenderness, some walls breaking down. First in their first hookup, when you see Shane give Ilya that kiss on the forehead, and that takes Ilya, like, I think Ilya starts to feel something in that moment. And then later when Ilya rebukes or pushes Shane away from him because he's dealing with so much with his family and with Russia and the Olympics. And then again with the we didn't even kiss scene, you're seeing that shift. You're seeing that change in their relationship, that push and pull. It's no longer just about like sex for them. 100%. You're seeing it change a little bit because they do care about each other. They've been texting for 2 years. You're gonna grow a little bit fond of that person.
Yeah.
And and especially for Shane, because this is his first sexual experience probably at all. And so it is such an emotional scene. And Ian, we're here with you. We're emotionally here with you. We got you, buddy.
This is my
not
therapy.
even because we're seeing it, but within the scope of the world, other people are seeing it too. Like you met, like Ilya's teammate kind of called him out. Was just like, "Who are you texting? You're blushing pretty hard."
Yeah.
And so, like,
and I think that's an important detail, because Ilya is so like, I'm not going to show an emotion, but for that guy to be like, I see you. And he's like, what? No. I'm not,
Shut
I think
your
that's
idiot face, Marley.
Yeah.
I love that delivery.
We do not do this.
Yes.
Russians do not do this.
Yeah, Russians do not blush.
That is why.
And he clocked that it was a Montreal girl too, because he said this Montreal girl has you blushing or whatever. So that's even a step closer. Like he's smiling all the time when they're in Montreal. What's that about?
Also a good point that like that's different for those guys.
Yeah.
Even though we know Ilya has mostly dated women prior, like
Mhm.
he's like what Sasha is the only other hookup, right? I think guy he's hooked up
That
with.
he's
only,
mentioned.
only guy, yeah.
Yeah. So for the teammates to notice, oh, he's not normally like this with the ladies. I don't know. I feel like that's like a really specific, important detail.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think I mentioned this before recording, but I've been listening to the book on my commute to work, and it's really weird how perfectly it lined up with this episode, because in the book, Shane does have the inner thoughts, and Michael and Joe, I know you both have read them long ago, but it's just like fresh in my head, where like Shane is talking about sleeping with women and how it never was fulfilling, and how like he could do it, but just didn't really like it, and how like the sex he could eventually get aroused. And I thought that was like, I don't know that I've like read a while ago when Iceman came out. I promise this will be relevant. When Iceman came out, I wrote a piece for this website called Geeks Out. I'm not going to name who. There was a group that was so mad at me because I said it paralleled my experience with coming out. And like I had slept with women, I had dated women, and I related to what Shane was talking about, because that's kind of how I was when I was a teenager. It was like, well, I can do this. Sure. Not that into it. And just like my brain being like, well, you'll make yourself into it. You'll be more into it when you get older. And like a group of bloggers said I was biphobic because I didn't say I was bi, and that like I was talking about the bisexual experience, and they called for me to be fired from my job.
Wow.
I was so mad. Yeah.
That's so bean soup. Also, not even understanding what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
It was like
That is-
especially because you weren't talking about just generic, like you were literally talking about your own experience. So like, how are you gonna tell me what the fuck I am? Like,
right?
No. Shout out to the bisexuals. We love the bisexuals.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm always flattered when someone hot is like, "Oh, you have bi energy." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." My last live show, my friend Ivy LaBelle, who is like a very hot porn star, was like, "Wait, are you bi? You have that energy. I feel like you are." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so flattered someone as hot as you thinks that. I'm not, but thank you." But yeah, so I liked that in the book of like Shane being like, "Yeah, I mean, I do it, but I'm not that into it," because I do feel like, you know, again, that was like true to my experience, and I don't often see it. Usually it's like, oh, they just don't sleep with women and they just like avoid it or something like that. And so I liked that. I almost wish we got a little bit of that here, but I do understand for like time's sake, it's like storytelling, condensing the storytelling, and like maybe we cut out that. I understand that. I love that we open with the texting because it's cute. And I love Ilya with the necklace in his mouth. Like he's like almost like an excited kid almost. Mm-hmm. And I would.
It actually reminds me of. Have you guys seen Red, White, and Royal Blue?
Not yet. God damn it!
Oh no!
Oh, okay.
Well, you're fired as an ally.
Just say it, Michael. It's okay.
Well, I was gonna say it's not. I'm not gonna say too much, but there's a scene of like the characters texting back and forth in Red, White, and Royal Blue as well. So it reminded me of that. I enjoyed Red, White, and Royal. I
the book too.
I like the book better because the book was more rated R. I feel like even though the movie was literally like it was rated R, it was like a PG-13 movie. So I was like, what was rated R about this movie? Like, because they said fuck one time, like
we saw some butts. The butts were good. They weren't heated rivalry, but
no, because in the book they were they were fucking, but they weren't really in the show. I mean, the movie.
Yeah, I bet we'll get more of that in these because they're making a sequel right now. And with the success of Heated Rivalry, I wouldn't be surprised if they turned it up a little bit.
Yeah,
fingers crossed.
Yeah, it's funny, Michael. I actually didn't love the book because I thought it was too long. I kept being like, all right, let's wrap this up. And so I only liked the movie better because it was a better condensed version of that. Because I didn't dislike it. I just thought like we could cut out like 100 pages in the middle. And I felt like the movie kind of did that just by like what it is. They're going to cut out some stuff. But I do like it. I think, and I do think you're right that like with the sex of heated sex. The
sex of heated rivalry.
Sex.
I was gonna say you were like the first time.
Yes. God damn it! What are words? The song that they open on, Moisturizer by Wet Leg. I have been like playing that on nonstop. I really like it. I really like the music they play in this. I feel like
the soundtracks and metal
circa
incredible.
2008, 2010, like indie sleaze is very much where my music taste stopped progressing. I was like, oh, I like this. That's
a
it.
good place to. That's a great place to stop. Actually,
It was a good time in music.
Yeah, I'm such an old fogey.
Yeah.
With even just the fact that I even said that word. It's just
Yes.
tells you right
Getting up
there.
in there.
But I'm those people that we grew up saying like, yeah, back in my like music stopped being good after like 2008.
I
Like,
started saying it, and I'm not sorry. It's true.
back in my day,
It's objective, actually.
We get them running, and I don't know. It does texting so well. I don't think all shows and movies do texting that well, but I did really like here, and it's like how they do it in Red, White, and Royal Blue, which I like.
Heartstopper does it too.
Yes,
as a device.
yes, you're right.
Mhm.
You're
Heartstopper
right.
does it too.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that device so much. It's so modern, but also like it takes me.
sounding
It takes.
old again.
I know. I hate it. But that particular device, it just kind of like takes you back to dare I say younger days. Like
Yeah.
my husband and I, like we're high school sweethearts, and so like
Oh.
a lot of when he asked me out or whatever, like we were it started with just texting, nonstop texting all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And it's just like the kicking your feet, giggly, kind of like that phase. Like I feel like that device, like for anyone who has been through that, which most of us have it to some extent, like it takes us back, like it takes us to
It really does.
that particular place in
It
your
does.
mind and your heart, so you can feel what they're feeling. I love that.
There's also something so romantic about written word as opposed to like conversation, because there's like a separation there and reaction. It's kind of like the modern day. Like if this was the Bronte sisters, they would be writing letters, and this is like kind of a faster version of that. Like there's something really romantic about the written word. Sure, there's also a dick pic in there, but that's also really beautiful in its own way.
Yeah.
No,
my favorite part of the episode.
yeah, beautiful. They should have more of that season 2 and make it larger on screen. I want to see.
Also, from just a narrative standpoint, it progresses things like pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Like the show that they
Helps the pacing,
Yeah.
like are texting for like years, and the things that they're texting, like it shows that it's more than just a booty call, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, they're living completely separate lives, but they're keeping in touch with each other. They're still thinking about each other through all this different stuff going on in their lives, and it's really romantic if you think about it.
It is not like I feel like it just is like there's not even like a deep. It just. How could you not find this, bro? I again go back to like, how could you say this is just porn? Because this is like
It's
so romantic and like sweet.
This is such an incredibly romantic show, and it's so like the yearning. We were talking about that earlier. The yearning, you don't see it, and that to me, that's sexier than like straight up hooking up. That yearning, that emotional connection that these people have, make this sex so much more powerful and meaningful and hot and sexy, because there's that emotion, there's that rawness behind it. There's something in their heads that makes them want this more than other than just like, oh, you're hot. Because we see hot people every day, and just because you're hooking up with a hot person doesn't make it as hot as like a hot person who you really have like feelings for that maybe you aren't accepting. Like something about that is so powerful and sexy, and it brings us back to teenage years, honestly, because that's the sexiest time of your life, when you're feeling those emotions for the first time for someone else, and like nothing's ever hotter than that. Like, you know what I mean? Especially you should know as someone who married her high school sweetheart.
Yeah, and and I will say, and I did a video about this a few weeks ago. The way I feel like a lot of like same-sex couples, when they're written, the writing demands more, just because unfortunately we live in a society where you see two men, and they're not going to automatically put it together as like, oh, this is a romance possibility. But it made me see just how lazy a lot of writing for heterosexual couples are, because so many movies, and I go to a lot of premieres. Me and Michael, we go to a lot of premieres and stuff.
I see you two on red carpets every other fucking day.
It's a life, and
hair flip,
and like over the past 2 years, I've seen so many. I've seen some like really bad ones, where it's just like they just drop like here's boy, here's girl. Can I make it any more obvious? And they get together because we say so, because boy and girl, and we don't have to do any narrative work to create a connection and create like any anything there. And so yeah, like the way they put Ilya and Shane together throughout the course of these episodes is like, it is beautiful, like it is so romantic, like putting the yearning there, like yeah, there has to be yearning there. Like I'm sick of everyone being too cool for school.
That's such a good point. Yeah.
I'm sick of the again, just two people, and all of a sudden they're just thrown into a situation where they're alone in a room and they just have to fuck. Like no.
Yeah. And I think that's what makes this like why it's like romance, right? That's why it's like in the romance genre. That's why like this book would be shelved in that section, because they do that so well. And I loathe to even make the comparison. We're all Marvel girlies here. Marvel's usually pretty bad at the relationship part. It's usually that where it's just like,
yes,
here, Bruce Banner and Natasha Romanoff are just in a room and they're dating, and it's like, what?
By the way, it's like,
you're like, where did that come from?
How man, I love watching Ultron. It's one of my like, I don't know, movies that I put on while I'm cleaning, and every time I'm just like, damn, they really just
did not build this up.
they really just threw that boulder right there and said, accept it.
Yeah. No chemistry, too bad.
Yeah.
All right.
I just happened to rewatch that the other day, and I was thinking about, I was like, man, this romance is rough.
And it'd be perfectly like getting into Marvel, like like big ass Galactus back here. But I was like, honestly, like I feel like, granted, I'm a huge Stucky shipper, Steve and Bucky, but I'm like,
oh well.
I feel like Natasha and Steve have way more chemistry
than
Banner and Natasha. Like, what is this? Like, and like we just gotta accept it.
Yeah. And I do feel like we're all genre girlies. A lot of genre stuff does that, where it's just like they're heterosexual and they're together. It's fine. Just accept it, keep going. And like,
well, because it's probably because it's so secondary and tertiary to what's actually going on, right? Like a superhero movie.
Yeah,
like the priority, let's be so fucking for real. Like the priority is this, but we also, on top of this like world ending, final fight and stuff, you also want to throw, this romance in for the hell of it, which is what I think is so funny, that with Heated Rivalry, like it's still a hockey show, right? It's a show about hockey, kinda. But like the hockey is just an opportunity to meet up.
That would be interesting if they did that with Marvel, where it was a romance and there was a monster in the background that's destroying the Earth, but really it's about the romance. I would watch that, honestly.
That would be nice.
That would be nice.
Hands up. That was one of the best scenes of Superman, when him and Lois are having that talk.
Superman was great. Yeah. Honestly, I'm not like a big DC girly, but like I went into Superman with an open mind, and it was honestly one of the best superhero movies we got in a while. Like it was fun. It was cute. It was silly, but it was good. And like DC, the DC movies are always like weird tonally for me. It's dark, like visually. I don't get it. Like it's just not made for me, and that's okay. But this one, for whatever reason, Superman really worked, and it was refreshing.
We're in a new era of DC.
So.
And I think the thing that they miss in a lot of superhero movies, and I know we're getting way off topic,
I know.
I'm going to swing it. I'm going to circle it back to Heated Rivalry.
Okay.
But the thing that a lot of superhero movies, or I would say even the comics, miss as well, that a lot of us as fans really do enjoy. We like the interpersonal relationships between these characters. There's a lot of moments that we would love to see, a moment where two characters are just sitting and talking. Yeah. Like I even think about Hawkeye, that moment between Yelena and Kate Bishop, and they're just like talking in the room,
and
the intimidation. Like, I would have watched the entire episode with just that. And so instead of just the bombastic fights and CGI sword fest and everything like that. And I think that's also why we really enjoy, circling it back, Heated Rivalry, because it's not just it is a hockey show, but for the most part,
it's character driven. It's character driven.
Yeah, it's character driven. It's not about the hockey. If it was just about the hockey, people wouldn't enjoy it as much.
Right.
No, and it's funny because Joe and I did, when the show ended, I did one episode that was like talking about the whole season, and we really liked doing it. It did well. So I was like, you know what? Let's cover every episode. But in that episode, it's a lot of me being, I don't know, what was the game? They played a game and they beat up. Like I had no idea.
Right. Yeah, no idea when they were.
It doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter. It mattered in context to why they were there and why they were seeing each other. And Ian didn't understand why they were on the same team one time, why they were on opposite teams, why they were in Russia.
Olympics, yeah.
Right. I was like, okay, Ian, here's the breakdown. And like they tell you very simply with the announcers a lot of the time. And and if there's any point that the audience is zoning out during Heated Rivalry, it's when the announcers are speaking in between like scene changes.
Yeah.
So I understand that, but I this is also a show that I think a lot of people, not only myself, have watched multiple times.
Yeah.
And it's great because you really do pick up a lot of details that you didn't get the first time around because you're so, enraptured with this romance. But you go back through and it's so well written. It's so beautiful. It's so well acted. It's such an incredible show. It's really worth multiple watches. And Ian, I'm hoping you're picking up more of what's going on hockey-wise.
I am. Especially because I have to take notes. So I have to like be more locked in. So like I just have like a Word document open and I'm typing while watching. So it makes me have to pay attention because sometimes even in my notes, it's not just like how I felt about a scene. It'll be like specific what is happening so I can remember as I'm going along. I got a shout out. We get JJ's entrance, which I'm very charmed by when he's like, Romanoff fucks you. I'll fuck Romanoff. We had Benjamin Roy on for episode 1. Very sweet guy.
He's so sweet.
That's so cool.
And he is fluent in French, but he does not have much of an accent. So he's like doing it up for this, which I think did a good job.
Everybody's got excellent accent work in this show.
Right?
I tell you what.
So we cut to fall 2013. Shane's being interviewed. You know what I was thinking about this time watching it? I was like, oh, this makes sense because Shane's mom probably gave him PR training. Because I was like, he's really good at this. Like, he's good at turning it on for like a young sports star. And then I was like, oh, I bet his mom would have like done some like very intense PR training, right?
Yeah, Yuna does not take that lightly. She's pushing. He got to lock down that Rolex deal. Keep it going for a couple more years.
One thing I love is kind of like a parallel I feel is that Ilya talks so much shit with Shane, like so much. And he's always quick with it when it comes to him. But when it comes to them in the public eye, it's completely reversed.
Yeah.
Like Shane is the one who always knows the right thing to say. Like Shane is the one who is like, very, like
he's like on.
He's just good with his words. He's on. He's good with his words, and that's when Ilya shuts off sometimes. And so it's very interesting to see that that kind of that juxtaposition with the two.
Yeah, we talked about that because in the first episode is when Shane like takes the question for him because like Shane shows up. Yeah, and I feel like I do like seeing how like, and it makes sense for a couple, right? That like his strengths are here, like, and they like fit well together as though it was a nice, sexy gay puzzle,
Yes.
I'm not a sports girl. I'm asking the class, why was Shane mad that Ilya like was sexting before the game?
Trying to break his focus, probably. I mean, they're both captains.
Yeah.
He was trying to. They're both high level athletes too. They take this very seriously, especially Shane, who we know has been raised in a hockey family by a hockey mom and a hockey dad. I'm sure Yuna wouldn't approve of any nonsense before the game like that.
And also, just in any team sports, like right before you go out, like I played basketball in high school, like the time before you go out on the field or the court or whatever, like it's very much get in the zone time. It's everybody has their routine, like everybody has, their thing to get in the right mindset. Sometimes you have like very particular things, like it's just a very respected time. And so for Ilya to be like, you want me to fuck your brains out later? Like, it's just like, you're throwing off my groove. What the fuck, dude?
And not even just from a sports aspect, but even thinking as as an actor, as a person that has their degree in theater, like before you're about to go on stage, there's a certain way that you're like, okay, like you got to get like loosen up and get rid of all distractions and go because you got to focus because There's no
husband,
oh shit, I made a mistake. Can I get another take? Like you're on stage, there's a live audience, so you got to be focused because there's moments that like so focused. Like if you want to, like you can't like laugh. Like if somebody's laughing in the audience or being distracted, it's like no, you got to be in the zone.
I'm a theater girly too. If my husband texted me that before going out during when I did Beauty and the Beast or whatever the fuck, like I'd kill him. I would be so fuck no. I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? We're about to do Be Our Guest. What the what's your
exactly
problem?
See, my equivalent of that is
and then also Shane is autistic, so you add that on top of that.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
As am I. So
you know what's funny? One of my friends that just started it, they text me and they were like, well, Shane does a lot of XYZ. And I was like, oh, well, it's because they're autistic. And they're like, oh, I didn't see that reading of the character. I was like, no, I'm not. That's not a reading. They like said that he is like both Jacob Tierney and Rachel Reed. And they were like, oh, I didn't know that. My version of that is before I do like the podcast live shows, I do like 3 shots if we're at a bar. Like, I'm like, all right, give me some shots and then I'll go on stage and do this. I once had to do a number with Megami from Drag Race. We did the opening number was like the Buffy musical where Anya and Xander sing, and I was Xander, she was Anya, and she was like, well, you're gonna do a choreographed dance with me. And I was like, fucking what? And I did a bunch of shots before we went on stage.
Sometimes that's the ritual.
We get Shane and Ilya meet at Shane's. Did he reset the building? He owns the whole building, right? It's like
he owns an apartment and then the one next to it, right?
The one
He
next
owns
to
two apartments in that building,
2 units, so like a condo deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what it. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Mr. What is it? Mr.
Businessman,
Mr. Business,
Businessman,
Mr. Real Estate.
Mr. Real Estate. That is, yes.
You know what I was really charmed by in that scene right before when they're like, no, you come here. We cut to Shane. And Shane is just like a little turd and is just like, and I was like, this is so charming and they're so cute. I love this. And like, they're both smiling. And like, I love when we see Ilya, his like hard exterior break a little bit when he's like, no, you come here. Like, I'm just like.
And then they meet in the middle, which is so sweet.
Yeah.
I also I just love the banter between the, like how, Shane is so serious and Ilya isn't. Like even just like when they went to the bedroom and all those pillows that are on the bed, he's like, "Do you have enough pillows?"
He like doesn't let Shane like take a breath before he's dragging him,
or constantly calling him boring, or like, yeah.
I love it.
Because I saw people online that there was like a group of people that thought Ilya was too mean. It's like, no, these are two people who understand each other. Like when you're in. It's like when you have like an in-joke with a friend or, you have a husband, like, yeah, you guys have your own way of like bantering and like, okay, you don't have to like it because this is my banter. Like,
yeah.
It's also the sports world. And, and it's, again, the nice little combination of this being a romance, but also technically being a sports show. And part of sports is shit talking. And so like, and it's heated rivalry. They are rivals. That's part of that's part of the plot. That's part of the plot.
It's in the name.
It's in the name. And so like, yeah, they're gonna fuck each other, they're gonna be in love, but they're also gonna behave like rivals would. And rivals talk shit.
That's true.
And so of course you would do that in the bed, like, a lot of people are kind of eked by the last sex scene in episode 2 when he's like, I want to watch. But I laughed so hard because he's like, oh, it feels so good. You have no idea. Like, you want to know what it feels like? Like, that's like just infusing that sports rivalry, that it's
their dynamic.
That's their dynamic. Yeah. That's what it is. Like, that's the unique thing of it. Like, these two men in a men's sport that do this very masculine thing, right? This, masculine coded thing. They're also lovers. Never use that word again. Like, and like they're still being guys. You know what I mean? Like they're still being sports guys, like but also in love, and it all just meshes together. Like,
and that's also the thing that makes it interesting is because they have that dynamic of being lovers, but then also hating each other on the field as well, because like Shane is, of course, Shane is pissed off he doesn't have that cup, the Stanley Cup. Like he wanted to win. Like,
even like when it zooms in on Shane's face when Ilya wins the cup, and it's because like, oh my gosh, Hudson's facial acting is
so good.
I feel like Hudson doesn't get enough credit when it comes to
he's so good, but you can see him just in his mind going between like complete just jealousy and seething, but also really happy for this person he cares about.
It's like, goddamn, like fuck, this could have been me, but then it's also
but I'm glad it's you.
That's my man right there.
Yeah,
that's my man.
Like,
oh, I know how much this means to you.
Yeah,
like, you know,
so
and like it almost. I was thinking about the differences in like Shane has a support system. If he lost, his mom and dad aren't like, you fucking dipshit, how dare you? But whereas Ilya's dad would, be like the worst person in the world if he did not win the cup.
Right. His entire family. Yeah.
Yeah. And so like, it's nice
in this episode.
Right. And it's nice to like see the differences there as well. Like Shane is a little bit, people talk about people talk about the mom sometimes. She is very type A, but like she's not a bad mom. No. She's like just, she's
a momager.
Yeah, exactly.
There are worse momagers.
Yes. And like I just think there's a big difference. Like she is type A, but so is he. And like they support him and they do love him. Whereas Ilya's dad is a dementia-ridden dipshit, which I could say about a couple of people. But we won't go there.
Those shall not be named.
But
who's currently orange.
And I almost think that Shane kind of like he gets it from his parents where he's like, oh, that's why he is still kind of happy for him. He still can be like, oh, but I do support my man. Like, good for him, which is nice. And that can be hard in any relationship, right? If like a friend wins something over you. I've been like background rewatching the other two, and I just got to the arc where Carrie loses a role that his best friend gets, and he has a lot of trouble being like, oh, you got it. And that's like kind of real, right? They're like, oh, shit.
It's very real.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. I feel like all of us being very online girls, it can be hard, right? Because sometimes you do compare, even if it's someone you like, you could be like, oh, fuck, I didn't like. Oh. I said, see you today, Michael, or yesterday. And I was like, motherfucker, you're on every red carpet. I need to get invited to that shit.
Professional jealousy is absolutely a thing, but like professional supportive jealousy is a thing you have to master. I feel like in certain spheres, like entertainment.
And I don't even say master it, because I say that because the thing I always try to tell people, like, ultimately at the end of the day, it's okay to be jealous of somebody.
Yeah.
It's a normal human emotion. It's fine if that happens. The problem where it becomes a problem, it's not about being jealous. It's about or how you handle that jealousy.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I agree. The reaction of it. Some people, they just go like, they'll get jealous and then they'll try to like sabotage you, or like, fuck this bitch. Like, it's like, no.
That's
get jealous. Like,
it took me a while, and the internet does this in general, but I think gay men have a big problem with this. And I saw, I think it was a Blue Sky post about this, where it was like a lot of online discourse would go a lot easier if gay men knew how to verbalize their jealousy. And I feel like that is not untrue.
That's very true.
And I try to be very like straight with that, where I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm kind of jealous. Like I'll say that because I think it's better than trying to moralize it and being like,
it's good to say.
Yeah. And it's like normal, right?
It's good to say. I've had the honor of being at a red carpet that is a friend's big break, like this year, and so there's that element of like, oh my God, I'm so jealous of you. You are where so many of us want to be, but at the same time, oh my God,
yeah.
Oh my God.
I think that's healthy, but also I'm saying that about us, about a thing we're doing. So
even on the flip side of that, of like saying like somebody's not having a good day and like, or having a, mental break, whatever. It's like, it's okay to name that. A lot of times we got to put up all this facade, especially like, Nikki can speak to that as a Black woman. Like, it's always got, you always got to be strong. It's like, it's okay.
No,
it's okay not to be. You don't have to. We don't like. It's okay to be weak sometimes. Just like it's okay to be strong. It's okay to be happy. Oh, I'm having a great day today. It's okay to name that too. Like,
Yeah.
Jealousy
Yeah.
is okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Joe, I feel like we discussed this about you and I when we first started like doing promo, where it was like you're a lot more like stoic and I'm the here are all my feelings.
Yeah. No, I think because I had like kind of a difficult childhood with being bullied for being gay and stuff like that, I think I am very guarded with my emotions. And being on the internet, I think I put out a lot of what I want people to know and the funny stuff and like the fun stuff. But I do think I'm very I do have an audience because I'm a Twitch streamer, and so I feel that, and I talk to these people multiple times a week, and I see a lot of the same names, and so I feel like in a way they kind of know me, and so I do feel like I am open with them, but I am also very protective because I have been on the internet for a long time, and I know I've gotten into trouble in the past with people really taking advantage of that or really just being awful, and like it's so easy to trust someone on the internet and then find out that you really don't know these people. You know what I mean? So I am a little bit guarded when it comes to my real life and my real emotions because I it takes me a long time to feel trust towards people, especially on the internet, because I can't monitor them. I can't see them. I don't know how they react to situations. I don't know how they handle situations. I don't know what decisions they sort of make. They could be a terrible person and they're putting their best face forward online, you know? So I am a little guarded. And Ian is so the opposite. He's so open. He's so like honest with me all the time. I'm like, oh my God, I know you better than I know myself right now, which I love about him. It's very sweet. It's I think it's why we work well as Ilya and Shane. In our own universe.
Yes, I think so. I also think so. I was going to say you are guarded because you are smart, and I'm an asshole, and I don't learn from my mistakes. Because I also was bullied for being gay, but I just went home and cried every day, and then I would play with my toys. Be like, eh. And I had a smothering Puerto Rican mother who would just be like, "Fuck them, you're perfect."
Yeah, no. We all handle things differently.
One time that there was a like a kid who used to always be like, "You're a girl, you're a girl." My mother said this to me. I was in 5th grade. She was like, "Next time he says that, pull down your pants and show him you're not." And I was like, "Mom, I'm not gonna do that."
Can't do that.
No.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not gonna do that.
Maybe in the 90s.
If you do that, but
maybe in the 90s, not so much now.
You can get away with that in the 90s. Today,
yeah, exactly.
No. You're probably gonna
Today
go
you can't do that.
Yeah. So part of my notes, Joe, were like, this is the dynamic. I'm like, man, Shane's kind of annoying me, but it's because I'm relating too much to him. I'm like, Ian, stop doing that. And I'm like, oh wait, no, that's Shane doing it, not me.
Yeah, no, and I think I am a bit more of a teasy person like Ilya, and you're a little bit more like Shane, and I think that's beautiful.
In every one of our fucking promos, it's me floundering and you being like, "Okay, Ian."
And I think, well, because I think confidence is the way I handled being bullied. I think having this maybe sometimes false sense of confidence or just but projecting, because people treat you the way you present yourself a lot of the times. And so if you're putting yourself out there, you're being confident, you're feeling like I'm a fully well-rounded person. Here I am. A lot of times people accept that and they're like, okay, I don't see any cracks in this wall. I'm not going to poke at it.
Well, Joe, I'm like, that was very sweet what you said. I feel like look at us getting a new level of whatever.
Yes. We're bonding too much now. We know too much about each other. Things are going to get weird.
You're welcome.
Aww. It's beautiful.
So we get the stairwell scene, which is sweet. And
Oh.
I love that Shane is trying to casually, but not so casually, try to be like, let's talk about each other. Let's talk about our families.
Yes.
Let's talk about our feelings. And Ilya's just like, it's fine. My dad might come. And yeah, and like, I do appreciate that Ilya doesn't explain why. Shane is okay because Shane's just like, oh, Ilya's kind of weird. But we know why. We find out very soon why. But I really like that the scene is played out where, like, out of context, you might just be like, this guy's kind of a dick. But we know that it's not that. Yeah. And I really appreciate the show doesn't try to apologize for that. And Ilya doesn't apologize, but Shane also kind of I don't know. Shane's okay with once Ilya reverses, right? When he's like, no, I want to kiss you. No, I want to like, I don't know. There was something about that I really appreciated because that feels real, right? You don't always know if someone's being a little cold and maybe a little like kind of a dickhead. You don't know that maybe they are going through something terrible. And we know that Ilya is like,
Well,
I
it's
don't
really
know.
it's really embarrassing sometimes. I come from unfortunately a background of abuse, and kind of a similar relationship or like similar feels that Ilya has about his family. He has that, and it's hard to be around friends or even my husband who have like an objectively better family dynamic, like an objectively you can talk about, you know Shane can openly talk about, oh, my parents might come to see my
Right.
shit or whatever, and Ilya's like, I mine probably wants to beat my ass. Like it's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
and it's hard, like you don't want to bring it up, like because like it might stir up too much emotion in you, especially if you're also a person who has feel like you need to maintain a hard exterior. Like you really don't have any choice but to just be like, yeah,
Yeah.
dads, am I right? Like,
Right.
like we have the joke, like me and my husband, like we were both in the dead dad club, and I fucking hate my dad, and Justin, he's like, well, my dad loved me. I'm like, fuck you, man. Like, like he's the one with an objectively better family, and I'd always been the one with just like that comes from this dysfunction, and there's just like a little bit of shame. There's a
Yeah.
little bit of shame and feeling
Yeah.
less than in a couple dynamic sometimes when your upbringing or your background is not as like wholesome as the others.
Yeah.
That's funny because my mom and dad, it was like that. My dad came from a very cold, very stereotypical white conservative family.
Hmm.
And my mom came from this like ridiculous, cartoonish Puerto Rican family where everyone's yelling, all the women are wearing low cut tops. We had a cousin
Perfect.
who was like 80 and she would still wear her like push up bra with her top down to here, all her jewelry looked great. Yeah. And so we would always say like that's what kind of drew them to each other, almost like, and my dad's unfortunately pretty fucking conservative, but my mom's
Ugh.
mom, my grandma Panchi, would be like, "Ay, he's so stupid, but he didn't have good parents." Like she would very much be like, "Yeah, his opinions are awful, but he's like a son. I feel bad. He didn't get a lot of love." And like very much like saw that and was able to like put it in her head in some other spot. Meanwhile, his parents were mad that he married a foreigner. Like,
Mm.
you
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
Anyway, speaking of Ian telling everything, 4 days into the Winter Olympic Games, Scott Hunter and Vaughn meet Shane in the cafe. I do really like that the straight guy is the one that's like, oh, like I really respect these like the gay skaters because they come here and they're like it's illegal to be gay here. And I really like that it's a straight guy who is oblivious but isn't being an asshole. He's like genuinely showing like, oh, I have respect for these guys. I know
Right.
that it's not easy for them. And meanwhile, the two gay guys are like looking at their phone, having panic. Like,
Yeah,
don't say
well,
anything.
I don't think that the two closeted gay guys are going to bring up gay gay things at
Yeah,
when they're
no.
trying to hide it. So that makes sense. But
And
it
not
is
even
so
just not even just closeted from the world, but they're both
Right.
sitting next to
From
each
each
other. It's like,
other.
right.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
One of them, I'm like, and granted, obviously, we didn't know this from when we first saw it in episode 2, but then
Right.
obviously knowing what we know from episode 3 and beyond, we're just like, damn, if only you knew.
Well, I think Scott Hunter did clock Shane's T in the previous episode.
Oh no,
So
he definitely did.
yeah,
I think
he did. So I
Scott
think
has
there's a
been.
lot of awkwardness happening there.
I think Scott has known from jump.
Yeah. He was like, oh,
He just
one, two,
keeps
two,
on
one. Hold
throwing.
up.
He just keeps on throwing out little breadcrumbs at
Yeah.
him.
He does.
Oh,
Honestly,
it's
like,
honestly
It's
kind
time
of
to
sweet.
sound like him.
What do you think would have happened
and
if Shane had
Shane
came up to
keeps
him?
and Shane keeps taking the bait,
I
man.
know.
My
He's so
what?
nervous.
Who? What do you mean? Like,
My
he's,
what?
not, he's not my boyfriend. I didn't suck his dick.
my
Yeah.
It's
what?
like he's so terrible at hiding it. Oh, he's like, so where's your boy Rosenthal? What? My boy?
My
He
what?
didn't just, he didn't
What do
just
you mean
fuck
by
me
that?
last night. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I
So
gave him a
cute.
sloppy blowjob last night. What are you talking
Oh.
about? So we get the scene, and this is where I was like a little bit when he sees Ilya watching the figure skaters and he goes to talk to him, and Ilya is such a dick.
Mm-hmm.
But I do appreciate that literally the next scene we're like, oh, this is why, because we like meet his dad. But it like did hurt my feelings a little bit when he's like, go away. No, we're not doing this. I didn't answer your boring text. Go now. And I was like, man, I would have been like on the floor crying if a man that I liked and also had already slept with was saying that shit to me. Oh boy.
Yeah, I mean, he's dealing with a lot of trauma right now, and I think it's like something he's been dealing with a lot. Yeah. And Shane kind of represents a lot of that trauma to him. You know, as much as he does like Shane, he represents something that is a major issue for him. And in that moment, especially, and he also just lost the Olympics to Latvia of all places, you know?
Right.
So he knows he's about to get his ass beat. So I think there's a lot going on, and if you do see, if you watch that scene at the very last second, he does look at Shane as Shane walks away. I think he regrets it, but he has so much going on internally.
I feel like with him, it's like it's just one more. It's one right now. Shane is like one more thing because I can also relate to Ilya in also being the chosen one of the family, the one who's expected to make all the money and bring everybody up and like lend people money and take, and always have everybody depending on you for everything, but also like treating you like terribly when they don't get what they want from him. And maybe even in the moment, that's how he sees Shane, like
I could
someone
see that.
who needs something from him, even if it is something wholesome, even if it is Ilya in all of his self, like genuinely, it's still like I have nothing left to give. I'm giving everything to these motherfuckers. I can't, and you're just one more motherfucker right now. So like I can see that. I could maybe relate to that too.
And culminating on the added pressure that they're also in Russia.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Don't stand next to me.
Yeah.
It's like this is not.
They might smell gay between the two of us.
Yeah. Like, holy shit.
But I appreciate the nuance there, and Nikki, you like very perfectly stated it. And like for me, that's the story. That's why the storytelling is fucking good, right? Like the nuance is there where it's like, yeah, he's being kind of a dick, but also we understand that he has so much going on. Yeah. And I was curious what y'all thought. So we get the next scene with his dad. Did he already kind of know about his dad and this was just us learning? Or do you think this was one of the first times he realized his dad might have dementia?
He's known.
No, he knows.
This is something that's chronic and been going on for a while. It's just like that moment where he has to remind him that his mom is dead. Like it happens, and like every time it happens, like it still sucks. And it still catches you off guard, and it still sucks when you have to be like, no,
Yeah. It made me even more emotional because I thought of the last episode, and he's like, she would have loved you like I do. And I was like, oh, fuck. Speaking of great women, though, we get to the whatever gala they're at, and Svetlana is so good. I love her. And I love that she is able to charm those dumb men while helping her best friend and being like, they're so stupid. Let's fucking go. Let's go do coke in the bathroom. Like that is a like real friend. And I just like, I love that we consistently get that Ilya does love her and we know why, because she is much like Shane. I feel like she gets him fully and she doesn't need him to apologize for how he is.
And that's one thing that I appreciate about the show versus the book. Because in the book, Svetlana isn't really a thing.
Okay, because I haven't gotten to her at all, and I'm halfway through the book. I was wondering.
Yeah, she's barely. They mention her, and they bring up that they've hooked up in the past, but they're not really friends like that. And so I appreciate that. We get this other character that we can see, because we get to see more about like Ilya's life and him having this connection with Svetlana, seeing and him actually having somebody that he can rely on.
Yeah.
And we get our Sasha introduction, which is him doing coke in the bathroom, which is very good.
On brand.
This is such like a typical queer like friendship group. It really is. It's like the one really badass girl, the kind of messed up bisexual, and then the twink. And that's so beautiful to see represented on screen. But it's great. It is really is great that he has Svetlana, and they mentioned that they've grown up, and she's been pulling him around since they were children. It's nice that he's had that sort of that one woman in his life, his whole life, and it really is beautiful because that's reflected in a lot of queer men's relationships. A lot of us have had that one female friend that really we leaned on growing up queer in not such a safe place, like Russia,
Yeah. I mean, that's another thing the show did so well is like, I think the women starting like now, the women get like they're like very well written, I think.
Yes.
Not to be the like cis dude who's saying it over you, Nikki, but you're like, actually, Ian?
No, I mean,
this scene though, I kind of became Brenda from Scary Movie while I was yelling at the screen because I was like when Sasha started coming on to Shane, I mean not Shane, Ilya, and like started groping him, like bit his lip. I was like, you better not cheat on Shane. I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yeah.
I'm glad he did. Ilya.
I'm glad he did.
I think it's funny how Svetlana and Rose, they are adversarial only in the minds of their guys.
Yeah.
Like, they're in actuality not. And
in actuality they're like the ride or die.
Ride or die, and seems to be trying to provide a safe space. For these men to put their true feelings and their true self somewhere with somebody, be able to let it out with somebody. And I, like I said, I love, seeing that role played out. This is, again, this is part of where I sit out, where I'm like, I'm straight. I don't know what it's like to go through, these things. And so it's nice to have, I think, a depiction of that in which these men are not being, again, fetishized or made into pets, which is, unfortunately very often dynamic, but, but them being in service of these gay men and not the other way around, like not treating them like a chihuahua in a purse, but them being in service of I'm here for you when you need me. So, so put these feelings somewhere.
Yeah. So Svetlana literally swoops in and saves him.
Yeah, the women are so well rounded in the show, and they don't get as much screen time as I hope they get in season 2. But they feel like real people. Svetlana has this an amazing knowledge of hockey, and it makes sense because of her life and the way she's followed it this whole time, and that's so interesting and dynamic, and it makes so much sense because she loves Ilya so much. Of course, she's going to know hockey, and it just makes her such an interesting character because they could have just made her that stereotypical female friend, and they didn't. She's well-rounded, she's interesting. Every time she's on screen, I feel like not just myself but everyone's kind of excited, like she's really stood out, and I really hope we get more of her next season. I would love to see her dynamic with Shane. That would be so fun. I can't wait to see that.
Also, she's so pretty.
She's so beautiful. She's stunning.
So pretty.
Stunning.
I just hope next season in general we get more episodes. Especially with the popularity of the show, and having read the sequel with them in it, and I'm not going to give you spoilers or anything like that, but there's just so much that happens in that book. Like, there's no way they can do it in just 6 episodes.
That's interesting.
There's no way. Like, there's a lot. Like, not even just between Shane and, but like, there's more characters, and then you get to see more from the his mother, and like, it's just a lot. That they definitely need more than 6 episodes to get through.
Please, please.
Yeah, I would love it. So we go to Las Vegas. Ilya and Shane present. I don't even know what are they presenting?
Who cares?
Yeah, it was some hockey award. Some hockey award. I don't know.
Who cares? The Oscars for hockey or whatever.
Yeah, the hockey award.
I gotta say, Connor Story does some really good bad acting on purpose as Ilya trying to deliver these lines in English. I really liked it.
I agree.
Yeah. Before they go on stage, there's something I noticed in this rewatch. Like I've said, I've watched this like 4 times, but this time when Ilya's a little bit late to getting on stage and Shane's already standing there waiting, he's like, "You're late," and he was like, I was busy, and Shane, I didn't notice, but Shane says, "With who?" Like that was his immediate jump. Like he's because they hadn't spoken at this point, because the last time they saw each other were the Olympics, and they have not spoken to each other. So this is the first time they're kind of like interacting. So Shane thinking this whole time he's probably moved on. He's probably hooking up with someone else, maybe another hockey player for all he knows.
True.
So him and that little moment of jealousy was like the first, like I hadn't noticed it before this rewatch, and it was really interesting. And then him having to go to out there and do a skit, that had to have been torture for poor Shane.
I feel like I would have been a nightmare, and everyone would have been like, is he dying? Like, what is going on with that guy on stage?
Having a panic attack on stage.
Yeah.
Shane waited until after he got off stage to have the panic attack, which is
Like
very professional.
Which is great of him. That's great technique. As a professional panic attack haver, that was fantastic technique.
It was. And I do the bathroom scene. I felt for Shane when he is like, what do you want from me? And he's like, I want you to suck my dick. And then Shane is kind of like,
oh my fucking God, what do I do with you? Oh my God.
And I felt for Shane. I felt for Shane at that moment.
He threw his hands up. I'm like, you know what? Reasonable crash out.
Right? Yes.
Like, you haven't spoken to me in, what did you say? I think you said 6 months.
6 months, yeah.
Yeah. Like, you haven't spoken to me in 6 months, and like now you're talking about suck my, like, no, fuck. Like, that's why I'm glad Shane crashed out, because like, you know, he generally, from what we've seen, he usually holds things close to the chest. He's like, no, fuck you. You suck my dick. Like,
and it would seem like Ilya was surprised by his reaction too. Like he went in
I
there
definitely
thinking
feel
like, oh, we're just fucking whatever. And then he was really taken aback by Shane's reaction. And then you see him like kind of go tender, which is so romantic. This is the scene for me of this episode. Like, this bathroom scene is the scene. Like, so much happens between, like, a shift in emotions, a shift in their characters, a shift in their dynamic. It's so romantic and heartwarming and sexy and sad all at the same time.
Yes.
What incredible acting from them. Their eyes tell the whole story. They could have been mute the whole scene, and we would have understood what was going on between them. It was beautiful.
And I talked about this with Rachel Reed, the author of Peter.
Whatever.
Or like, in her head canon, she mentions that when she was writing the book, she said in her mind, Ilya is the one that fell first. And that's something that she's like always stood by. But she said Hudson Williams acting in this scene, like the moment where they were talking, and he mentioned that when he asked Ilya, like, when did your English get so good? And he's like, I was reading the New Yorker. And he was just like, oh, you actually read the New Yorker? He's like, no, of course not. It's boring. He's like, what? But my father reads the New Yorker. He's like, oh, so being boring is genetic. And the way Hudson gave that delivery of, wow, genetic, she was like, that was the first time it made me question whether it was Ilya that fell first and not Shane. She was like, that line reading right there. She's like, no, like that tells me right there, like Shane. And the way Hudson was like looking at Ilya, he's like, no. She's like, no, that man is in love.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
And we mentioned the face acting, but the way Hudson does the teary-eyed with like his eye just
it's beautiful.
So good.
Yeah. She said when she watched that in the episode, she texted Jacob Tierney immediately and just started screaming. That line is in the book. Like, it's in the book, but the way Hudson delivered it, it was,
It is.
I think this is the first time I cried watching this show, was that scene. This is the first of many crying sessions this show brought out of me.
See, I didn't cry the first time. I cried this time watching it, but again, getting older, feeling emotional about life. But it was like Hudson's reaction to his acting of I'm on the verge of tears. And then he is charmed by Ilya saying, oh, it's being boring is genetic. The like cute little smirk where his face just like switches to like, oh, I am charmed by you again is so perfect. It's so well done.
It's incredible. The way Shane switched from crashing out to being like puppy dog eyes in love, just with like Ilya touching his cheek, like grabbing him by the chin. Like, honestly, real. I would have done the same thing if I had been like frustratingly in love.
I feel like Shane is just going, just give me attention. And then like, you know,
I
feel like he's having his tantrum until Ilya finally like just gives him something. So he's like, funny. It's really funny. Like, okay. That's what I get from him. Like, it's really funny.
And so again, I feel like I don't think enough credit is being given to Hudson Williams in terms of his acting, because his character is way more cerebral, and a lot of the acting is facial expressions. Like, I've seen like a lot of people mostly just praising Connor's story because his character is way more boisterous, and the fact that his Russian accent isn't real. And not to take anything away from that, like, they're both incredible actors.
Yeah.
But like, more praise needs to be given with Hudson, and especially just like the facial acting.
Agreed.
That's so hard. That's so hard.
Expressions, like
the micro expressions. Yeah.
The art of micro expressions has been lost in film acting, and that used to be one of like that's one of the things that we get trained, to do and spend the most time, I think, like, really getting down. And for Hudson, he consciously playing this character autistic, right? Which again is on a spectrum and presents very, very differently. Like, me, my brother, and, some of my friends that are like, we all present it very differently. And I know that I believe he modeled it off of his father. I believe Hudson's father is on the spectrum. So he kind of modeled his performance of Shane off of him. And sometimes we can have this flat affect, of talking and kind of sort of robotic, the way that, Shane is. And some people have interpreted that as like flat acting. And I'm like, no, he's playing a guy on the spectrum. He's like, Shane reminds me of someone like that I can't even name right now that I know in real life who is on the spectrum and kind of has that, that broy accent and like acts exactly like that, and I know it's not the episode that we're talking about, but when he's, basically coming out to Rose, I feel like that's one of the best, the best instances of this, his facial acting and his eyes darting, and like, for us sometimes like eye contact is hard. It is for me, at least. And so
I've been told by a few friends on the spectrum that I make such intense eye contact that it makes them uncomfortable.
Like sometimes, like very often I have to look off, I also have to look off into the distance to like whatever. And I'm like, I'm still listening to you, but like it's those little details that Hudson gets right that Michael said. I think it's being overlooked because we've really lost the art, the art of like micro expressions. And subtlety has been lost in film and TV,
and
in a very broad sense.
That, and even the episode 6 where Ilya was talking about, I should get married to Svetlana, and the rage
incredible
that was on Shane's face, like
so incredible.
It was like flames rose up. It was like, no,
like you literally.
Have you seen the Lemonade edits to that? Like, if you want, I can wear her.
Like you literally saw Shane turn into the Dark Phoenix at that point.
He did. Did.
Speaking of facial acting, I know we got to move on. We're running a little late. I'm sorry, y'all. Speaking of facial acting, Michael, I know that Nikki, I don't know. Did you ever watch Buffy?
No, I didn't.
So, Michael, I think you'll agree with me. Joe hasn't either. Don't worry.
No, I haven't.
I think Sarah Michelle Gellar is one of really great face acting actors.
Yes.
Right, Michael? Because she does the stare with the her eyes, her tears are welling up, and she's got the 1,000-yard stare. And so I always notice that I forget the actor's name in Smile 2. That main actor did really good acting like that too, where she's just having the worst time ever and pulling at her hair and looking off in the distance.
Yeah, I can't remember her name either, but she played the Pink Power Ranger in their Power Rangers reboot. And she was Jasmine in Aladdin.
Oh.
Naomi something. Naomi Scott.
Naomi Scott.
We got there. Also, justice for that Power Ranger reboot. I think it's fucking fun.
Facts.
So they meet at it's Shane's apartment. Yeah, Shane's place.
No, Ilya's penthouse.
Oh, Ilya's penthouse. Congratulations. Thank you. Now take off your clothes is very good.
No, take off your clothes. And he folds them so neatly.
He does.
Like a good boy. It's adorable.
I was waiting for Shane to say good, or Ilya to say good boy,
right?
Yes, at some point.
That's what I would have said.
I have been known to do that when I'm like, oh wait, but let me fold all over here. I don't want it to be a mess on the floor.
Not me. I just
No, not me either.
We get because Ilya won the
MVP.
Yeah, he won, and so he gets what he wants. And we learn, I think this is so fucking hot. It's that he just wants to watch Shane. Like, I think that's really, really hot because, like, there's many reasons why, but the idea that, like, someone finds me so fuckable that, like, it's hot for them to not even participate and just, like, see me doing shit. That is so hot. But also, I would have needed the vodka beforehand. I mean, I just said before I go on stage for a live show, I don't even drink that much, but like I would have been like, I need like a shot or two before. I don't know what to do. But I think this is like super fucking hot. And Ilya in his chair with his drink. Whew.
Yeah. Very sexy.
It's a picture, man.
It's very sexy.
It's just another level of showing the yearning.
It is.
Between these two characters, because going back to what Nikki said way earlier in the beginning of the podcast, where it's like they just put straight men and women together when there's no real chemistry, even in just real life, like sad reality is like men, they might be attracted to women, but they don't really like women.
No, they need to marry their homeboys, live their truth.
It really is that.
Yeah, so it's like you're really getting to see like just two characters that just like everything about each other, both physically, mentally, emotionally, etc. So like just like you said, the idea of like Ilya, he's like, I just want to watch you.
Yeah, like you are so hot and like I'm so into you that like let me just watch. I don't know, that's fucking hot.
It was. And I think a really important part of this sex scene was when Ilya is watching Shane and Shane says, I need, and then he's like, what? I need you. And like Ilya is so used to people needing things from him to probably hear Shane say, I need you specifically. And that's when he stops watching. He's like, oh, okay, now I need to be an active participant in this because I like that had to have been an emotional moment for him on some level. And then, he couldn't stop himself from being with Shane anymore. He had to get up on that bed, but he did drop the ball a little bit by just dropping those underwear on the floor because I would have taken a moment. And anyway, go ahead. You were saying, Ian?
That's in my notes.
Yeah, okay.
That is in my notes. And I do like that he's like, do you want to know what it feels like to hold the cup?
Hold the cup.
So fucking funny, man. That is so like, because like I get competitive with my husband over stuff too, and like to just be able to throw that in this context, in the context of sexy time, and just be a dick, man. Like, and again, like being a sports person too, I'm just like, throwing this element of shit talking into a situation where again you're rivals, but you're in the fucking bedroom as well. Like we can do it both. Get you someone that can do both. Like it's so fucking funny to me.
Yeah,
it's also probably a bit of a turn on for both of them.
I was just about to say,
it definitely is. Yeah.
Often in like shows and movies, the humor can undercut the sexiness, and it doesn't. It still fits with the vibe of the sexiness, which is
absolutely
really great.
And I like that Shane came back at him by like
throwing the underwear.
I will admit, it was definitely a missed opportunity that Ilya didn't put it in his mouth.
Exactly. I
what
are we doing here?
He reacted. He's like, fuck.
Yeah.
So hot.
Right, because this episode we're seeing
put the underwear in your mouth.
Yeah, what are we? We're all adults here. We know. Come on,
we're all adults.
Honestly, a lot of people are irked by this scene, and I'm just like, y'all never.
Because the people that are irked by it aren't fucking. They're not fucking. That's why they're not fucking.
Listen, it's been a minute for me, but even I'm like, yeah.
Come on.
If anything, that's why it works so well for me, because it's been a minute. I'm like, this is really hot.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes people are dumb. That's it. Well, anyway.
End of story.
So all the not only is the sex hot, but I mean, we mentioned this earlier. The lighting is so fucking sexy and well done in this scene where it's like
beautiful.
Dark, but I can see what's going on. We got a little bit of the blue. We got the like Vegas lights outside. It is all around sexy. And I love a sexy lighting.
Yeah.
Post-sex, making small talk again.
It's a little awkward.
It is.
For the first time.
Shane is like, oh, like, is it safe for you? Because he's thinking about what Vaughn said. And like, I really, the nuance here of us understanding why the like, Ilya doesn't even want to, he's like, has no interest in discussing this. We understand why. On Shane's end, it feels kind of like he's just being an asshole. We know that's not what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I love having things like this where like, we have a nuance. It's not just, we don't have to say, right? We don't have to say, I mean, some people probably needed that, but like, we don't need to say, oh, Ilya's acting like this because of X, Y. We understand as we've been watching the show.
Right.
And man, when he got in that elevator and he typed the like different texts, it was like breaking my heart. And then the like, we didn't even kiss.
Oh, I can't.
Probably again where they are catching feelings and like this playfulness is coming out, and Shane is in a position more to receive that.
Yes.
And Ilya again is the chosen one and has to carry all of this burden, and he has no room for like just he doesn't have the bandwidth.
Yeah.
And it's just so hard when you reach that point, when you reach that wall, and you can't perform if you want to, like for other people, and you also are just completely tapped out. You can't even be your best self.
Yeah.
All you can say is, I gotta go to bed. And that's just so, it's just so sad and it's so unfortunate. And again, like Shane not knowing why and not understanding why, because Shane has a different family background.
Yeah.
He doesn't completely know what Ilya is going through.
He would never assume the worst.
He would never assume the worst. Like, I don't even think he knows his mother is dead
No, he doesn't know.
No. Mm-mm. And so he, like in the stairwell, he's like, I bet your parents will be there. I'm like, oh, you sweet little bunny rabbit. Like, some people don't have parents. Shane.
Yeah. But it's also not Shane's. It's also not Shane's fault because Ilya's not talking.
Right,
it's
he's not opening up.
So it's like on the one hand, it's like we as the audience understand why Ilya is the way he is, but also at the end of the day, it doesn't excuse the way he's been acting.
Right.
No.
Right.
Especially when you're not telling the other person what's going on, but then getting mad at them for not knowing what's going on with you. It's like,
yeah. I can remember something, not to be whatever, but I remember an ex and I were getting intimate, and he was like clearly not into it, and I was like, "What's going on?" And like it took like a while of him to be like, oh, I didn't tell you, but today's the anniversary of my mom dying. And I was like, oh my God, Jesus Christ.
Hey, say that.
Okay, I totally understand. We're good. And so like, it's hard if you don't know, right? It just is because you can't read their mind. And so I was thinking,
Ilya's not used to having somebody to even talk to about these things. He keeps it close to, he keeps it and he bears it all.
Yes.
Himself. Like, this is the only person he's ever fallen in love with. So this is very new. Like,
and I think with Svetlana, she already knows. So he doesn't have to tell her. She knows they mentioned since they were like children. So she knows it all. And I feel like that's why it works so well for him, because he doesn't have to talk to her about his feelings. She knows his feelings. She knows him inside and out. So that's why these are like the two relationships in his life. Yeah, but man, that we didn't even kiss. Oof, killed me.
Brutal.
I
was emotionally wrecked. The week this came out, I was emotionally wrecked for a week. It was brutal.
Emotionally erect or emotionally wrecked?
No, I was erect until the end, and then I was emotionally wrecked.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, no. And then we didn't really get any closure on it because the next week is Scott and Kip. So I was like, God damn it! Yes. And that didn't end well either for me because I was just, it was a lot of tears for me. It really impacted my personality for a couple of weeks there.
I feel like going back kind of the joke that you kind of said, Ian, I feel like that's like the tagline of your rivalry. You're gonna be emotionally erect
and emotionally
erect. Come for the erection, stay for the emotion.
Yeah.
That is the type of porn I would watch. All right. Well, now that we're at the end, before we do our little closing, we have a special guest.
Hey, everyone. It's Caden here.
Caden, your first scene on the show. I was like rewatching today and I was like, I don't know why I didn't put this first, but you have a very good first introduction, on-screen introduction. How did you feel when you read that was going to be your first on-scene part?
Yeah. I mean, I really love to play fun characters and characters with, crazy circumstances or conditions or whatever. So I feel like it was a pretty exciting scene to see right away. And I don't know, I feel like coming in with a bang is always fun as a character in any show or movie.
I feel like it makes you so memorable if you like have a really good first scene. I was thinking about that with like characters I usually love in other shows and movies. Usually it's like they have like a really tight intro.
Yes. Yeah. And this show especially has done such a great job. We're talking about the first episode not too long ago, and the show has such a great way of introducing characters in a way that makes you immediately understand who they are. You kind of get a sense of their place in the story and the character that they play. It's really interesting, and you were no exception to that role. Like the moment you were on screen, we kind of got it. Like we had a glint of who you were in the first episode, but then once you're on screen, like we immediately understand this character. We understand why Ilya had kind of this attraction to Sasha because, throughout the season, we find out like Ilya has like kind of a thing for danger, and Sasha really represents that danger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's funny because when I originally auditioned for this, it was actually like January of 2025. So yeah, the beginning of last year. And it was when they just released the auditions for like the leads. So I actually auditioned for Ilya. That's how it all started. And that's like super common in like film and TV. They kind of do that, they'll do the leads first and then kind of work their way down. And so when I heard back, they were like, wait, we're going a different direction with Ilya, but we really, really liked Caden. They sent an email to my agent and they're like, so we have a role in mind for him. And I said, okay, cool. Thinking there's going to be like a follow-up when they get to it with like the audition and the tape. And then I didn't hear anything for a while. And then out of the blue, boom, the character description with the offer. So they didn't even like need to bring me back into the room or see me put down a tape for Sasha, which I was like, okay, love when that happens. And so I think that perhaps it was like the way that I auditioned as Ilya, they almost saw Sasha in my approach to Ilya, right? Because every actor is just making choices. Every time they act or do put down a tape, they're just making choices for a character.
Yeah. That's like, I feel like you didn't get what you went out for. That's a pretty good, but we do have something that we liked you for and not having to do anything for it. That's really nice. I feel like that's like a flex for you. Like, oh, I didn't need to audition for the role I got.
Yeah, basically.
And I mean, Ilya and Sasha are kind of two faces of the same coin, so you obviously did something that really impressed them when you auditioned for Ilya, because kind of Sasha sort of represents, to me at least, like one path that Ilya could have gone down with, like, because they came from the same place and they had the same sort of defining feature and secret that, tied them together, and they kind of went down two separate paths. And so like, maybe they just saw that little wildness in you a little bit more than in Connor's story.
Yeah, perhaps. It was, oh my God. Like, it's so fun when you get to play, like I was saying, characters that are just so kind of edgy. It's funny because like I find myself, I try to be like a kind person, and I feel like often people read my energy and they're like, you're sweet. Like, I'm like, yeah, but that's I have so much fun. That's where I get permission from the world, is in acting, to be able to kind of investigate, explore, and like embody like that kind of like the bad side, or like the, you know, that part of me that's just like, you know, so I think it's fun in that way because it gives you permission to kind of investigate that. And yeah, I mean, even as I was like doing my work on the character Sasha, now like he's only like mentioned even in the books, like he's like Jacob Tierney really brought him to life by like kind of expanding on his character in the show. But because of that, it's really fun because I got to like kind of just discover and define who Sasha is in his history, etc. You know, with in partnership with Jacob and others, because there's a lot that's unsaid, right? So you really get into the detail of like, what is Sasha's life like in Russia, and how did he get here, and what was the involvement with Ilya like, and like all these things that we'll see season 2, season 3 coming up if they choose to go down that route. But you get to, as the actor, just have all that in your head and then kind of have that as the subtext as you're like playing with it. So, you know, like clearly Sasha is a person who loves to party. He's this like, you know, there's this thrill in life. And, you know, I think that drugs and addiction and alcohol and all the kind of that route is like, can be fun, but also is always on the edge of like it being, you know, something people are coping with or whatever it is. And so I think there's so many layers to it. He is like an interesting character, and he just kind of plays that seductive, what is it? Like, you know, a siren, you know, like very that. So I really, really projected that. And I gotta say, one of the best kind of like advices I've ever had from like any of the classes I've taken, schooling, from coaches, whatever, is like have fun. If you're not having fun, it can't really be good acting, because like, you know what I mean? When we're playing, we're there to play, right? It's like that play pretend. It's like, you know, so for me, it was so easy to have fun with a role like that. You know, like I really leaned into it. When I settled into the scene with Connor and we were getting into it, like we were just playing. It's fun.
I have to ask you about your Russian.
Oh, yes.
Were you already fluent, or did you like learn?
No. So funny enough, thank you. I had zero Russian experience coming onto this. If you talk to like any of my friends and stuff, I love to just put on a random accent, and it's, you know, because I'm an actor and that's just something I love to do. But I love accent work and languages, and, you know, accents can often also help with like characterization and jumping into different things. So for me, it was something I already like enjoyed doing. So then when I got to the audition, when I auditioned for Ilya, at the very end, there was like a line in one of the scenes we had to do, and it said in brackets in Russian. I literally contacted my friend who speaks Russian, and I said, translate this for me. And so he did, and then I had him kind of say it, and so I just practiced. And then I did that for the tape. I just put it down by speaking that Russian, and I think that's what really caught their eye. But yeah, I had nothing coming into this. But it was amazing because the production provided us with a Russian coach, a dialect coach, Kate Yablanovsky, and her and I are really good friends now, and she is just so incredible. It was just like a fun experience because, you know, I got to do what I normally do, prepping for an actor or for a character, but then also had this side where I'm like working on a language and like the dialect, etc. It was pretty crunch time, not gonna lie. Like by the time I heard, oh, you got the part. So when, you know, picked her up, they did a lot of the Russian at the beginning of shooting. So yeah, it was really quick, but it was a really great challenge, and I had a lot of fun. So
the timeline on this was like a pretty truncated timeline for a show, right? Like
yeah. I think from top to bottom.
Yeah. Well, I gotta say, normally I feel like even in like really big budget movies, folks who don't know Russian or don't have a Russian accent often come off super cartoony. Y'all pull off not sounding cartoony at all with having no background, which is really impressive.
Thank you. Yes, we seriously owe it to Kate, because I mean, there's a skill in being able to like listen and reciprocate the sound in your mouth.
Yeah.
But it goes further than that. Like, you really need someone who also has an ear, because also even when we hear our own selves, we don't hear ourselves, right? Like there's a whole like biology to it. We're hearing like an echo inside our head coming out. Our voices sound way different than what we're interpreting it or whatever. So I think that's true for even when we're trying to mimic and stuff. There's only so much you can do. So having someone who knows exactly how to pronounce things, correcting you, that's the extra mile you need. And also you need someone who's very patient.
Honestly, shout out to Kate, because I feel like everyone is shocked whenever they find out you guys are not Russian.
I still have people on Instagram commenting on like our posts to be like, wait, they're not Russian? Wait, like the Russian guy's not Russian?
It's so shocking.
Well, and seriously, especially Connor, like the amount of Russian I had, it's like, okay, that's one thing. The amount of Russian Connor had was insane. Yeah. He is such a talent and such an incredible person, an easy person to work with. Give him all the flowers, because he really did it. Him and Kate did it. And it's very impressive and very impressive, especially like the monologue, right? Like that he did. Just wow. So when
I watched that, I was like, oh, okay, he like knows Russian. That's why he's so good at this. And then, that's not the case. When I was a kid, my grandma used to try to teach me. She would speak Spanish to me. She was from Puerto Rico, and she would be like, never mind, I'm not teaching you anymore, because I would not be able to like roll my R's. And I just was like terrible at it. So even as a kid, like with a family that spoke a different language, I still sucked.
Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, and in Russian, there's letters we don't pronounce in like English, where it's like a soft L and a hard L, or like a soft D sound and a hard D sound. It's like, what? Why? So, yeah.
Caden, when did you realize the show was a big hit? Like, what was your indicator? Oh, the show's generally is popular.
Oh my God. Honestly. Okay. So there's two layers to this. Number one, let's just start at the end. I don't think anyone was expecting it to be the sensation that it is on this scale. Like, it's actually kind of, wow, it's overwhelming. I can only imagine how the boys are handling it, like just 0 to 100. But it's also fantastic to see like something like a queer show hit this type of level of, but on the other hand, we did have a sense that it was going to be incredible. Like when we got on set, we saw the framing, the picture, like the cinematographer, and like just like all
it is gorgeous.
It's insane, and all
Such
the people, like in all their different positions and production or whatever. Like everyone was just excellence. We're all like, oh my gosh, we got like either we got lucky or Jacob knows what he's doing, and I feel like it's definitely a bit of both.
Yeah,
but truly, what the indicator was. There was already a massive fan base, and
I didn't realize that, but there already was for the books. Yeah,
like I actually feel like between gamers and book lovers, I think book lovers are actually like the most insane fans that exist on this planet. Yes. So they were already like warning us, being like, "Oh, it's like you guys have no idea what's about to happen. Like this is huge." We're like, yeah. Thank you for the love and support. And like, boom.
Because like even there's been some books that have been like I forget the name of the Colleen Hoover book. It ends with us. Like, that book was wildly popular and the movie did okay, but it wasn't such a hit. So it doesn't always translate, but like this really did. And I feel like sometimes a movie and a show can be really great on certain parts and then lack on others and not make it seem so great. And this felt it was like a combination of all its parts, and all the parts were great. Because, think about if like one of y'all was bad at pretending to speak Russian, it wouldn't have worked. If like one person was like a weak link or something, it wouldn't quite work. But it felt like everyone was spinning at 100% on this.
Yeah. And I feel like everything like Ian was saying, everything in the show was so high quality. The acting was incredible, the cinematography, the soundtrack, even. It really brought everyone together. And books have a way of doing that, creating like a community of people, because reading can be very isolating. So that makes people, I love this book so much, I want to find other people that do. And it sort of builds a stronger community because people are actively looking for that community. And that really translated into the show, because we had a similar situation with Heated Rivalry. It was kind of a hit from the first week. And social media really pushed that. There was edit after edit after edit. I mean, I knew I couldn't look at my phone before watching the show, because there was going to be an edit the first 5 minutes that the show was released, every episode. So the community in this fan base is actually insane, and it's so nice to see, because it really is centered around a queer love story, which is not something we get too often, and it's heartwarming, especially in this time, in this country. It's America, you know. It's scary, so it's beautiful to see something so counter to what we've been seeing on TV being the news. So
I don't know if you'll agree, Caden, but I do think that is another reason, all of the parts being great, and then the fact that it's a feel-good love story. And a lot of queer stories end with like, oh, someone dies, or like, oh, they're like a lot of them end or have like a bleak whatever, and there isn't really a bleakness to it, and while still feeling real and not feeling too twee, which is impressive.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think, yeah, all of us loved it too. Like we talked about it, the cast, when we were shooting, just we're like, wow, what an incredible project to be a part of, and like story to be a part of. When I was auditioning for Ilya, I read the book, and it made me cry, because it was like, it just was at a few different parts, but it was so good at just hitting like the whole full circle of you know, obviously it's like a specific experience of like, you know, professional athlete, NHL hockey players, but it like the whole queer experience, it felt very full circle. It felt very whole. It felt very like it was, you know, hitting at every angle and just really authentic. So then to see Jacob just so perfectly adapt that from book to screen, yeah, it's gosh, like even I'm sure like everyone, like I love seeing, I was earlier today, I was actually like on my phone scrolling and seeing like this real compilation of everyone's reaction to the kiss, the famous kiss on the ice. And it gave me shivers, and it was just so incredible. I'm like, wow, like they really did that. They really pulled it off and were able to give people that experience. And I know Jacob has talked about it, how like that moment was something that kind of the whole show was shaped around for him, which I think was so incredible and special, because he knew that, you know, there's this through line, and that moment was like vital to everything, because it was vital for queer people now and queer people all before us, right? It was like this moment that like so many of us have felt robbed of. And so it's incredible. Yeah.
And you're gonna make me cry, Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. And
thank you.
Talk to you later.
Awesome.
All right, we are at the end. We're gonna do Ally of the Week. I'll go first because sure. Svetlana. I'm gonna pick Svetlana. She fucking swoops in like his guardian angel, saves him from these awful men. We love it. Joe, who's your ally of the week?
Oh my gosh, I wish I knew the character's name. Their friend, who it wasn't JJ, but the other guy. Vaughn. He came in, he was talking about you know, the gays. He didn't even know he was with any gays.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the dangers they were facing in Russia. So that was beautiful, I thought.
I always appreciate when a straight man can still say, because you know, sometimes even like straight men that I like will say something and I'm like,
of course, yeah. They're not always hypersensitive to these things that can be offensive to others because they don't deal with it. And so, you know, it's they may make a slip up even if they don't mean to.
Michael, who's your ally of the week?
Mine is also Vaughn as well, because even with like the way he reacted, not even just like giving kudos and props to the friend for his bravery, but even though it was Shane's idea to go to the ice skating thing, it seemed like Vaughn was more into it than anybody else. So he was like, "Yeah, your friend did really good, right?" Like,
That was really cute. I was charmed by that.
Sweet.
Because Shane is like, oh, there's Ilya. And Vaughn's like, oh, that guy ruled. He did such a good job.
Yeah, Shane's not even watching.
Yeah. Nikki?
I'm going to say Svetlana because she Rain Manned that hockey goal to the fucking cup. Like, and that's how you win the cup. I'm like, you know what? I like a solution-oriented bitch. Like, I appreciate that.
Yes.
Like,
hell yeah.
And that also, knowing everything that we know now, you guys have seen the whole season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't clock this watching it the first time, but like she clearly knows about him and Sasha, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like she does know everything. Like I genuinely think, I don't think he's like hidden it from her, but I don't think he probably talked to her about it. But yeah. And I got the impression her and Sasha were maybe like they're cool. They're like friends.
Yeah, I think maybe there was a lot happening. A lot of things were mixing together.
Yeah,
between those three.
Definitely.
Favorite scene, Michael?
My favorite scene would probably be the bathroom scene.
All right. Nick?
Oh my gosh. It might be the first sex scene that we talked about of the episode with just the beautiful lighting and soundtrack.
And all those back shots.
Listen,
that ass is
like how they just made that look and feel so artful. Like
yeah.
It was beautiful.
Joe?
Definitely the bathroom scene. To me, it was sexy. It was emotional. It was raw. The acting was incredible. I've never felt so like locked in on a screen. It was beautiful. It felt so real. And the subtlety in the acting, and like you see the shifting of their emotions, the shifting of their thoughts. You see everything that they're saying in their own heads. It was so beautiful. To me, it's like such a defining moment of the entire season. It was great.
Joe, same. That bathroom scene, because Hudson's like, I'm about to cry, I'm crashing out. It switched to like, oh wait, I maybe have feelings for this guy. I just love it. All right, hottest scene, Nikki.
How do you choose? How do you fucking choose? Okay. I guess, when I watched it this time, because I probably watched the show probably 10, 12 times. Like me and my husband, we cut it on like almost every morning. Just really. Where was I kicking my feet screaming? The scene that I just mentioned, but specifically when they're like, come here, no, you come here, no, you come here. And like just I was like, ah! And that's where I felt.
Michael?
I would say the hottest scene is the first time that they actually have sex. Like, and Shane bottoms for the first time, which I'm like, for him, this first time bottoming, he's taking it like a pro. Like, because we saw that dick pic. Like,
that's what I was thinking. I was like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
Man, beginner's luck.
He does say he practiced. Remember, he did say he had a
He did say practice.
Okay, that.
But even just like the framing of the scene and like a lot, like how long it lasted. That's what he said. But like, because a lot of times, especially when it comes to like queer sex scenes, it's like, all right, we let them know they're having sex, but let's fade to black. And they kind of played with that a little bit where they faded to black, but then it's like, oh no, guess what? There's more. Like it was like this is the song that doesn't end.
It really was
a new angle.
Yeah, I appreciated that because we often don't get to see that.
Yeah. Joe?
This is gonna be weird. The bathroom scene. I don't know. There's something about like the emotion of it and like how Ilya switches it up because he's so upset. Shane is so upset at him, and then he switches it up and immediately takes control of it. It's very sexy to me, and I think because of the yearning, it's very sexy to me. Like there's something hot about it. Like there's so much emotion behind it. There's so much more to it than just sex, and to me, that makes that scene so sexy, even though they don't even have sex.
No, that's fair.
In that scene.
I mean, they do at least they talk dirty to each other. I do think it is hot when Ilya's like, ask me nicely. And he
It's
like
something,
that is
It's so sexy. He's like in control. It's like hot, and I don't know, the way he wants to please Shane, but also still be in control. Yeah. It's like very sexy and hot and whatever. I can't talk about it too much.
I'm gonna. Mine is the I want to watch. I've been thinking about that since the first time I fucking watched it. I feel like that was the scene that I was like, wait, what is? I love this show. Like that. Like when I first watched these 2 episodes, that was what had me hooked. Because I didn't remember a lot of the like plot stuff. I'll be fully honest, I didn't. But yeah, that is again, for me, it plays into the yearning because it's like, you are so hot.
Mm-hmm.
That's What grade do we give this episode? I'm the only reason I'm not giving it an A is because of how even better it gets. So I go with B+ again, but not because it's not great, but only because it's not as perfect as I would say like the last 3 episodes are. Joe, what grade do you give it?
A.
All right, fair.
I don't play Ian's game. I can't handle it. It's an A.
Nikki.
I would give it. I guess I would give it probably a B+, just because. Again, comparing it to the rest of the series, like every single episode is done just perfectly in my opinion.
I agree.
But episode 2 is not the one that I cut on. If I just want to watch one episode of the show, it's not the one that I go to be like, I want to rewatch this one. It's usually like 3 or 4 for me.
That's fair.
So
yeah. Michael,
I would say for me, like, I would give this episode an A. Like, and I'm about to cause some gas in the chat, but I feel like every episode of this show is perfect for me except for 3. 3 is the one I would give a B.
Ooh.
But every other episode I would give an A.
I mean, it's still not a bad grade.
Yeah.
It's not like you're saying like, oh, it was an F. Like,
I'm on your side. We're kind of in tune with each other, I think. 3 is great, but it's the one I'm like least rewatching.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
I've had a few friends who love the series, but like 3 didn't quite hit for them.
Huh.
I think for me, I liked it, but also it retroactively hits even more knowing where we go.
It does. I just wish we got like a whole season of them. You know what I mean? Like they condensed it so much and it was beautiful and they did a great job. It's just again, it comes down to yearning. I want to see more of it. I want
that's
that
the thing I didn't
pulled
like.
out.
That's the thing I felt. So we're about to get an episode 3 review, but like for episode 3, for me, it felt very like it felt like I know that their entire relationship is just one book. Like all of Game Changer is their entire relationship,
right.
And it felt like they tried to fit an entire book in one episode, and it just felt rushed to me.
That's fair. That's fair. Again, and it's not like you're saying you fucking hate it. You're just giving it a B over an A. That's not.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining.
Thank you.
Thanks
you all for having us.
Thank you so much. If you like Slayerfest 98, you can find us on all social media platforms at SlayerFestX98. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere else you get your podcasts, or watch us on YouTube because all of our episodes are video recordings. You can see these pretty faces that I'm with. And if you want to support us, we're on Patreon, where I'm going through every episode of Buffy as it turns 25, X-Men the Animated Series, Batman the Animated Series, a couple other random stuff. We do hangouts, and starting in February, we're going to have book club. Michael's showing off with that goddamn site. We're going to have a book club, and the first book is going to be Heated Rivalry Book 2, which is the Shane and Ilya book, which is why I've been listening to it. If you want to follow me, I'm at Ian X Carlos. Joe, where can everyone find you?
I'm at Joe Regana on all social media.
And Michael, where can everyone find you and your scythe you show off?
You can find me at Black Gay Comic Geek all over social media.
Did I tell you the first time I had you on that people in our Discord were like, oh my God, like they knew your intro and they were like, oh, is he just saying it on the podcast? I was like, oh, he didn't say it on the podcast. But
oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Well, welcome to my safe gaming.
Nikki, where can everyone find you?
You can find me everywhere at Nikki Marina, which is NICQUE and then Marina, the way it sounds.
All right, everyone. We will see you next time. Bye.